Okay, it's a brand new month. Yep. Beautiful month. Um, it's been tough a little bit. Last month was full of insights for me, generally speaking. And I've been very, very slow on taking any trade on EU rather, because we've been trading inside this consolidation for a while, or this small range. And for that reason, I've not taken any trade. I was waiting for one of these end of the liquidity, this high or this low, to be mitigated or traded to before I would engage price. And only first to open this week, new month, new week, we had a blast run. Yes. I missed some opportunities on GU, and looking at EU and GU side by side, GU has these highs far above, so I was looking for price to at least trade into the imbalance on GU, so that that would serve as a point of reference for me to want to engage price and look for a lower price action. However, I did not get that, but while I was looking at Twitter, I saw somebody's trade recap, and he got a very good execution on GU for Friday, and I was kind of like impressed. I was like, wow. So we cannot all be on the same level. Some people are far better, maybe not far better, but their analysis, their confluence, their parameters makes them more have more insight. Yeah. I saw the post on Instagram. It was on Instagram. Let me see if I can bring his post up. It was clean. It was clean. So it's not my idea. It's not something I saw firsthand or anything like that. But it's good to know, like, you can.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it.
Come on.
Base 44.
So it was good. He had this clean setup, which was very nice. So okay, I don't think I can do that right now because my trying to search for it, load it up on my system, but it's not going through. Uh, so from what I saw, it was more like trade within a trade or confluence within a confluence. Thursday swept, Wednesday's high, traded lower with a bearish candle closure, and on Friday, 4 hour time frame, he was looking at the same signature. What happened on the hourly, on the daily, transcribing that to the 4 hour time frame, candle sweep, then 5 a.m. expansion lower. There's nothing I can do. That was his trade idea. We got an execution on the 15 minutes, traded it to the end of, I think we got like 3 hour trade on that position. But today on EU there's literally nothing I can do right now. I have to wait for the candle closure. You can see 4 hour, it's been expansion candle all through. Well, start looking at anything, I would most likely delineate candle open. This is going to be 1700. 1700. Now the hourly time frame, I would mark out midnight open, which is also here. And okay, I think I have to impute that. I'll have to impute that. So I'll mark out daily candle open, midnight open. I would want price to engage relevant swing lows. Like we're sweeping some massive liquidity right now. I want price to engage some relevant swing lows. An example is this swing low that we're trading through right now. If we fail to sweep these lows, meaning candle trades down, closes above this low, then the next day I'll be bullish. But if we continue to run the lows, we have a body candle closure like this, definitely I'll be of the opinion that price would run these lows, which is the obvious. So I like to engage from a swing low to a swing high, or swing high to a swing low. That's how I prefer to engage price. Others might see that, you know, we're currently trading around this other block and wait for a lower time frame reaction on the 15 minutes, on the 5 minutes. But this is just a free fall. I mean, free fall. Me personally, there is nothing I'm going to do. Even though I'm in front of the chart by London Open, I don't even think I want to get in for a continuation trade. I don't think so. I want to frame something like this. This is an imbalance. Price can retrace all the way back here too. So there is nowhere to put your stop loss or a relevant stop loss. All of these are low resistant liquidity. You can see price failing to sweep those highs. So all of these are liquidity for market to grab easily, swiftly. So that's just my opinion. Let's go back to the daily. I'll take this out. I don't care about that. DXY. The same thing on DXY. However, the swing low we have on EU, it's not present on DXY. So I might have this as a point of reaction. But everything has to do with how price is closing above this swing guy. And I have delineated this range. It's kind of a big range. Price trading up onto this high, and consecutive just traded down, ranging back. So this is 50% of higher time frame swing. So we might start a bullish run, like I said. If the body closes bullish like this, it's inverse ideology for EU. If it closes above, then we look for a retracement and trade higher. For tomorrow, next tomorrow, depending. Indices. We gapped open, gap down, rather, we gap down. DAX is going to be running right now. No, nothing. That's weird. Dax is supposed to be. Dax has always has this 3 a.m. volatility. Always, all the time. It's always bringing manipulation into the market. You see, we're gonna reject. We're down. Sweep is close. Reject. That'll be good for longs on DAX. But there has to be waiting. There has to be waiting. So NAS, ES, YM should all have the same scenario. Yeah, they should all have the same. So we gapped below, retraced back into the week gap, new week opening gap. This is about 70% retracement or 75, depending. Yeah, that's like 75 week retracements. Yeah, and we started trading lower. So, but I don't trade NAS during London. I would prefer New York trade, and this would be an ideal scenario of a New York trade. I think this was on Thursday before 9 equity open, which is EST. I'm looking for price to out. Not looking. I would mark out swing highs, swing lows before 9:30. So I'll be in the chart around 8:30, 8:15 in the morning, observing how price is reacting. And on this day, I was expecting we just run these highs so that I can aim lower. And I have my relevant opening hours, which is midnight open, daily candle open. I prefer to always have that on my time frame. It tells me if I'm in premium or I'm in discount of the candle. I like it. So it's just an added confidence to my narrative. So we failed to run those eyes. I'm not sure if we did that on normal NQ contracts. I'm not sure, but let me check. NQ1. Yep. Did we? No, we didn't. So yeah, I must have checked. So we were shy of that eye by a few tick, and price displays lower. Like I said earlier, body candle closure indicates continuation, and I traded. I was in the 10 a.m. trade. On Friday, it was very choppy. And I didn't take any trade. I took a trade, but it was not in line with my trading rules. I had my eyes for this swing low. However, we swept it before 9, which made me a little bit skeptical. I was on the sideline. We swept it before 9. However, 9 came to run those lows again, gave a reaction. I was aiming that we'll get to these external highs. However, we failed to do that. And the 5 minutes was very from 1 hour I'll go to 5 minutes. 5-minute time frame was it was kind of like very noisy, so stop loss was too wide. I didn't want to accept that. 10 a.m. open, we have confirmation 80 points stop loss, I suppose. Okay, it was very wide. This is 120. So it was just like 1-to-1 hour trade, and I didn't want to accept that. And even the confirmation of this one, I think this was the one I was more interested in, which was 80 points. Yeah, it was like 75 points, which was barely 2 hour trade. And because of all the back and forth, I didn't really take it. But it was good. It was in line. Price retested this other block and trade multiple times, multiple times. And if I had even been the trade, would have been a break-even trade, anyways. So today it's a free fall. Um, let me open my trader bit. I think I should not even log into my account because I might just want to take something that is not there. Let me go back to the 1 hour. Might just end up taking something that is not there. So run these lows consecutively. Let me mark out this swing low from the previous month. I would have this. Okay, that's not even the low of the month. This is the low of the month. Yep, let me mark this out as well. Let's mark that out as well. Low of the month. Something extra. Fed. So once price is getting to those swing lows, particularly this one, this is an important low, monthly low. So we're trading. We could see the displacement from midnight open, highly impulsive, very very impulsive, and now we're slowing down. It's kind of like weird. So potentially we, I'd say, the impulse of sellers is reducing, maybe, if that's something to even talk about. And the ideal thing is just to follow the trend, follow the sellers. We have, let's start marking out some levels. We have this last up close candle, bullish candle, good solid line. Confirm broker structure, and we have this. So we could play something like this if price comes into this. If price gives a retracement, yeah, we could have a continued bearish price action to these lows. So how price is going to react if we're going to get a retracement. If we are going to get a retracement. But this is not very decisive. It's not very clean. This is like how many? 50 points, 60, and this is 120. That's a good 2 hour, not bad. just okay. That's the fifth point for 2 hour. See, we have a continued waiting for price to retrace and come to that level. I am waiting for price. No, and it's good level. It's just a little bit above the 50% of the range. Free fall like this is just follow the trend. There's no point trying to pick the bottom, look for it, or start trade. It's pointless. And on the bright side, you could just sit out, allow price to do its thing, wait till New York before we engage price. That's another option. News of the week. Yeah, it's NFP week, non-farm employment change. That's gonna be on Friday. Like, there's a lot of news coming out on Friday at the same time. We have 5 red folder news. But from Monday, which is today, we have ISM manufacturing PMI news by 10 a.m. So, how do I engage price? Like I earlier said, I've been in the chat by 8:15, thereabout ish, 8:30. I'll mark out swing highs, swing lows, inefficiencies. I'll plot all of that before equity open. And I'm waiting for price to run one side of the liquidity, either the highs or the lows. Then I'll go down to lower time frame, look for an entry, 5 minutes preferably. Or if I have a body candle closure of any of those highs, I will trade the continuation. If we sweep and close above or below the high, then I'll look for a reversal. But having that, we have a red folder news by 10 a.m. today. I'll just wait until 10:05 or 10:10 before I would be in a trade. It depends on now what price does. If there's a good structure before the news, I might be in a trade. That's if 9:30 does like a manipulation. Definitely 10 a.m. should give the expansion. It's just it's normal. If 8:30 gives us manipulation, 9:30 up until 10 a.m. should give distribution. Now, if we do not have manipulation leg before 10 a.m., if price does not sweep any highs or lows, let's go to the 15-minute time frame. We can see something very, very clean. Example is on Thursday, 8:30. This is 8:30 candle open. Manipulation. It wasn't too impulsive of a manipulation. However, we did run pre-market highs, this is the session line from London, and it's an equal high before just an 8:30 equal high. But part of the volatility for 8:30 swept these highs, and that news was, if I'm not mistaken, I think there was a news on Thursday. Yeah, there was unemployment claims news on Thursday, which swept those highs, ran those highs. That's manipulation, clear manipulation. Then 9:30. This is 9:30. I was in the trade before 9:30 open. 9:30 gave expansion. It's just how 8:30 manipulates, 9:30 expands with 10 a.m. 9:30 manipulates, then 10 a.m. expands. There's another example here. 9:30 manipulation, 10 a.m. expansion. That's how the market is going to keep rolling. And also running session liquidity, this is not done low, which I don't really pay attention to. I'm not always particular about session highs or lows. I'm just more of 1 hour swing highs, 1 hour swing lows. That's what I'm interested in. We have 9:30 giving us manipulation, 10 a.m. continuation. So if 9:30 manipulates the lows before news, another example is here, 9:30 manipulation, 10 expansion. So it doesn't have to be too, it can be this simple. I mean, it can be that textbook oriented. So coming into, let's say, New York, 9:30. What's the difference between this low and this low? 200. No, that should, I'll ignore. I don't have my eyes here. I have my eyes on this one. Yeah, I'm more interested of how price is going to engage that lows towards 9:30. Yeah, 9:30. If 9:30 manipulates these lows, close above. I mean, we have a candle like this. We run the lows, we close above, and we get a wick formation like that. Increase this a bit. Yep. So we'll throw it down and we close like this. That is clear manipulation to me. I would look for, I'll trade it 10 a.m. news. I will be bullish for the news to expand higher. However, if we do not get something like this, then I would wait more and more for price to show its hands. Sorry, I had to pick a call. That's why. So that would just be my that would be my walkthrough. Manipulation, then definitely we'll look for expansion. If there's no manipulation, it is pointless trying to guess where price is going to. It's outrightly pointless. This is we're just shy of that. Can you imagine? But if you want to look at it on the bright side, price did, we have a body candle closure here, traded into the week of the other block. If you want to look at it, but I prefer, personally, I prefer the body. I prefer the body. And if we had traded up to the body, we would have been in good, good profit right now. Because even as I was on the call, I was actually looking, I was looking at the trade. But that's market for you. And if I was going to take entry on this, it's going to be like macro, like maybe 1, 2 macro. It's not really going to be an heavy position. Stop loss will have been what? 60, 60. Yeah, by now will be like, is this 1 hour? Oh, not yet 1 hour. Okay, if it's by the if it's entered by the week, so it's not yet 1 hour, but it's good so far. Good reaction. You're getting that good reaction so far, so good. Ah, the most important thing is capital preservation all the time. Capital preservation. Um, I'm running some accounts. I have an account with FTMO. I mean, this account has been the most toughest of all my accounts. Really, really tough. Mess up, going to drawdown. Then I put myself in composure mode and I trade it. I trade it diligently. I'm so not diligently like I don't want to mess up, but I'm trading it. I'm waiting for my setups. I'm waiting for my confluences. I'm not taking any impulsive trade. I'm gonna screen grab the balance right as of now. That's it, and this is it. So I'm just shy above um, starting balance, just shy. Phase two. So looking forward to get it done, cleared out. That's one, and the other one is this is more better. This is a Tradify account. It's Life PA. It's a life account. Okay, it's Lightning Funding. Yes, it's straight to funding account. On this account, I've taken 2 trades. I've traded 2 days, 2 trading days, and on my day one, I lost 1,300. 1,300. It was that massive, and I'm like, I think it was on Thursday. Yes, it was on Thursday. I wasn't happy, and that Thursday, funny enough, I had a good trade on FTMO on Thursday, but on Tradify, I messed up because I use momentum range candle. I use a range candle for my trade with futures. A 10 points range candle. My stop loss is very, very tight, like 20 points, 10 points depending. So I can easily mess up. I can easily just tilt. So I But on Friday, I only traded with traded 5, and I was in the manipulation leg. I was in the manipulation leg. This leg was what I traded. 9:30 open, and even after we had this massive retracement, running those lows, 15-minute candle closure, I front run the next 15-minute candle to the upside. It was a very, very good trade. And there's consistency with the account. It has consistency. So I've just done 2 trades, 2 trading days. My consistency row is squid badly. I mean, it is squid. So this is the daily journal, what it looks like. And you have to deal with consistency row, all of that. But I told my trade partner, like, I don't care about the consistency row. Like, I'm not really bothered or obsessed about the consistency row. Why is that? Because so far you can make the money, you can trade, you can do the run up, then it's not a problem. Except when there's incoherence in how you trade, that's when you have these worries. So I lost this much on Thursday, 1,300, and on Friday I made 1,500. So now my highest trading day is 1,500. Because of that, I have to do 1,500 5 times, because the consistency row is 20% consistency row. 20%. So I have to do 1,500 5 times for me to meet with the consistency, and that will put me at, so the account has to be up $7,500 before I can request for a payout. That's just the way it is. And then minimum profit required to make a payout, it has to be above 3,000 first, then you can request for a payout. But like I said, personally, I'm not worried about it's so far off. It's the good thing is, whatever the amount of days or weeks it takes you to, or it takes me to make this amount, one thing is certain is you get a payout. It's not evaluation. If I put 2-3 months in trying to achieve this, it's in a life, it's in a same funded account. It's a funded account already. So irrespective of how long duration it takes to get this done, irrespective of how much work I have to do to get that figure, I will get a payout. Unlike an eval account, when you're still doing evaluation, for like the FTM I've done 10%, now I'm trying to achieve 5%, that's already 15%. Just done for me to tell them, like, I know how to trade, I want this account, and it doesn't count into payout. For payout stage, it doesn't count. So that's where we are with Tradify. And I'll just do 500, 1,000, however I can do it. If I have good run days, like I had on Friday, I mean, I was in one single trade and I was trailing it. I wasn't doing so much. I was just trailing. The trade went as high as 2,000 in profits, but I just traded it to 1,500, because if I'm making more money, then I have to make so much more before I get payout. And I think what I wanted to achieve on that Friday was actually a $3,000 account. I wanted to just go above the payout mark, because once I hit 3,000, you can request for a payout. However, you still have to do the consistency rule. So all I was just thinking on Friday was, let me get to this 3,000 benchmark, then I will just trade the accounts mine free. And again, it's even is end of day trailing drawdown, end of day trailing drawdown. So it's not as if that if I keep trading it, it's not trading against me. Right? That's just what I wanted to mention again. It wasn't as if it was trading against me. So but still, it's new week. It's pointless trying to rush anything right now. Yes. There's some form of disparity at those lows, which is bound to happen anyways. Let's see. 325 making the low on YM, same on ES, on NQ. On NQ, the low is 315. But I don't think that's enough correlation or cracking correlation for a reversal. If we've not engaged some relevant lows that has relevant long-term liquidity, that is not enough to flip price and start pushing it higher. Now, oh, DAX is a London indices. DAX is going to be doing something. Yep, DAX is a good London indices. Okay. Wow. That is marked out before. We're manipulating that hold low, doing the same thing on the 1 hour. We have this low here being manipulated. Then we can have bullish expansion. I want to see us trade and close above this 2M candle. That would be an example of impulse down, in, out. Not, I don't want it very close, like a little bit high above, in, out. And I'll be observant of the imbalance on the 1 hour time frame to the side. I'll just see how pricing to react into it. If we get a closure, body kind of closure inside, I'll look for more upside on DAX. We have this swing guy, 9. This is a good swing guy. This. And one good thing I like about higher time frame is that it removes the urge to want to removes that urge of thinking I'm missing out. I'm not missing out. I already have. It's clear the things I want to say. I want a body closure above the 2 a.m. candle and how we're going to react inside the 1 hour future. That way, we we get to see better. Like being on the lower time frame, 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Like, what am I missing out? What am I missing? What am I not doing? What am I not saying? Now, everything is clear. It's clear on the hourly time frame. Always clear. So you have that impulse down, now, impulse out, in, out. Give it to me. If that is there, I look for lower time frame alignment, 15, 5 minutes. 5 minutes is very wiki. I don't really like it. So noisy. So noisy. So let's just stick with 15 minutes. Stick with 15 minutes, see how we're gonna react. And that's ES, Y, NQ. They really traded into the gap. DAX barely did anything into the gap. So for that reason, I am more interested. I need to be sure of that gap fill. Open. Yep, it didn't do anything. 961. Yep. 30 minutes. So it didn't really do anything into the gap. This is the open of the gap up onto the close. So did nothing. Is this even? This is 25%. They won't get to the 25% of the gap. So still have 17 minutes on this candle. We already tapped the open, so we'll say I want to see how we're going to react close of this candle. Another thing I would ideally think of right now is if we, it depends on how market wants to, give us its information. If we leave the candle like this with just this tap, I might begin to anticipate that we would trade into this imbalance, then get a reaction out of it, or we could trade into it like this, and the next candle trades to the consequence, the encroachment of the imbalance, then we begin to reject off with bearish, to continue the bearish delivery anyways. So it depends on how price wants to. There's no point predicting the market. The market is going up, the market is going down. It's pointless. All we have to do is just react to whatever price was doing. Reaction. What's my reaction? What's your reaction to price? But I really like that we swept these swing lows. It's an important swing low. I mean, this very one is this is the lowest. This is February's low. Yep, this is February's low. So this low is very, very important. It's very significant. But this is very, very close. This low is very significant. This low is very, very significant. So the fact that we were sweeping a kilo, this is a kilo for me. I don't know any other person. This is a significant low. I'm expecting a bullish reaction from this swing low, not just a bullish reaction of 1 hour candle. No, I'm expecting a reaction. And let's not forget that we have this liquidity here, this massive, this big gap that is going to be calling on price. I am here. Come. It's going to be calling on price. Come. So this big liquidity. I just put that to settings, visibility. Yeah, just the current interval below. He's gonna be calling price. Come. And there we go. DAX. Loving this impulse. I'm really, really loving this impulse. I feel like taking something on DAX right now. I feel like, and it's the last 15 minutes of the candle. And another thing I've been trying to do up late is know how do I really get an entry on price, properly engage price when price is in its delivery stage. I love this. Verse 3 from here up until 4, verse 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me use a multiplier of 3. And we all know that price gives accumulation, manipulation, distribution cycle. It's AMD, expansion range. And the low of this candle is forming in the first 20 minutes. Still formed at 312. Doesn't look like it's. This doesn't look like accumulation to me. Doesn't. We're given a reaction off of this 1 hour FEG. Still like to sell what price is going to do. Beautiful. We're getting a reclaim at that level. I like that. The kind of closes in about 8 minutes, so let's see our price is going to. What's going on GU and EU? All kind of. You can see this barcoding because range. GU had opportunity last week, anyways. However, I didn't capitalize on it, and that was because it failed to trade into this daily CB. Yeah, daily imbalance. It failed to trade into this daily CB. That's why. But it's more of me waiting on the daily time frame before I would engage, literally. That's the same too with EU. That's the new information for me. This law, the 19th of January. On EU, you can see that's the same thing. Go like this. I like to keep very few lines on my chart for a particular reason. Wow, that's a new information. I like that. I like that. And I think we have news on pound this week. We do have a pound news this week. And the pound news is tomorrow. How? What a coincidence. We have a pound red news this week and it's tomorrow. Annual budget release by 7:30. Just 30 minutes into New York Open tomorrow, we are going to have a red folder news on pound. We're having a red folder news on pound tomorrow. Then we have a medium impact news on pound. On euro, there's one today by 9 a.m. and there's one tomorrow at the close of London, 5 a.m. It says call CPI flash estimate. I think it's a yearly report. I would be interested on how pound is going to close. The only reason why I don't like to trade pound is because of the spread. The spread is what pisses me off. The spread is literally what pisses me off. And I'm tweaking my mindset and my psychology to factor in the spread, or probably just ignoring the spread outrightly. I mean, I just want to not to ignore, but I'll have to factor in the spread to my stop loss. So if I'm looking at a trade and my stop loss is like 5 points, I would factor in the spread. That's plus 1 point makes 6 points. Yeah, so I'm tweaking my mind into wanting to trade GU because GU has a better delivery, cleaner, even just for last week alone. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, this is the 4-hour time frame on GU. Let's delineate. This is what, Wednesday 9 a.m. From Wednesday 9 a.m. EU, what did you do? Wednesday 9 is so different. Like more cleaner, more precise, more pristine, even giving continuation into the week. EU barcoding, no one-sided direction, no follow through after running previous highs, no clean follow through. Excuse me. It's 2 minutes to the close of the hourly candle. This is massive rejection on NAS. NAS actually flipped bullish. What's DAX doing? In less than 150 seconds, we'll know the state of this candle. We're running the highs and the lows of this candle with a wick. I don't like that. A body candle closure above this candle, the eye of the previous 1 hour candle, is gonna be nice. A wick like this, I don't like it. It's gonna stay on the sidelines. Nothing has been decided yet. Nas. That's why we're gonna take the invalidation. Anyways, I'm not in the trade, so because I was so focused on DAX, waiting for DAX to give a reaction. You remember I mentioned about the divergence below. I think it's going to be clear in 1 minute. It's very little. 318, 329. On S&P 500, we're rolling lower. YM, the same thing, running lower, sweeping those lows. That's SMT. It was so tiny that I don't think price should reverse because of that very small divergence. Also noting that we are just few points away from these lows, and again we didn't even mitigate these lows. We didn't trade to these lows for us to get that reversal. So all of this might just be a retracement for a continuation lower, which is ideal. I could even look for an entry right here, cover my stop loss up to this imbalance, 60 points. A new hourly candle is forming right now. DAX. DAX is the king of London. So we had the week. There's still more waiting. I'll say more waiting for the directional bias. More waiting. I'll mark up that eye. Let's say we get a body candle closure, and we'll go to the upside. There's still more waiting for that. And all of the indices are relatively correlated now, because DAX is behaving like this. We can expect the other indices to follow suit. Maybe not to a very pristine, clean, clear cut, but they should follow suit. DAX would move more during London compared to New York. It's just what I've observed with DAX. It's not me saying that's how it does. It's what I've observed, and I'm only speaking from my own observation. So because of DAX, because of my expectation and narrative from DAX, I would be on the sideline. And DAX already traded into the Monday's low of February. This is that same. Okay, its low was on Monday. This is a Tuesday. Nas is taking those lows. Nas is rejecting from that low. YM. YM doesn't give a fuck. OM doesn't care about us. YM is already running the February low. No, it's not running. YM already ran it, and that's where we even opened for the month of March. Gap down, ran those lows, and that's where we are right now. Gap down below those lows. February is still intact here. Same here. You know, my brother always told me like, wine is not that scary, bro. I'm like, the way it behaves, I don't understand. It behaves in a very very irrational way. So most times I stay clear of wine. I'm like, just do your thing. Just do your thing. I don't want to be involved in your drama. I like to stay clear of wine. Gold, yeah. It can be so. I've never looked at gold. Even though I have gold on my watch list. There's a protocol I trade on gold, and it's me using the 15-minute time frame, and I look for an entry on the 5 minutes or the 3 minutes. And I'd really mapped that out for a very. I was very consistent, looking at gold all of March, all of February, and on the days that the it was there, I mean, it was clean. Yeah, I'll just bring one of the charts across. I'll copy that. So this is from January 21st. Yeah. God. So what I'm looking for is very very textbook oriented. It's not too hard. So it's easy setups. I'll mark out London high, London low before 8 a.m. EST before 8 a.m. I'll mark out London's high, London low. And I'm waiting for price to run either of the liquidity. Once it does that, I'm looking for rejection. Example, this it runs it, it rejects, retest it. Entry can be a fair value gap, it can be liquidity, it can be not liquidity, it could be fair value gap, it could be order block, it could be breaker block, dependent. And that's just if it's not there. If those eyes are swept before 8 a.m., I'm not really interested. If it's swept around 7 a.m., I might give it a thought. I think I have one that did 7 a.m. If it did it by 7 a.m., I might consider it, but most likely I would prefer. Okay, yeah, this is 7 a.m. This is 7 a.m. That's it's any other thing good is doing. I'm not. I'm outrightly not interested. So I have 15 minutes charts to one side, then I have 3 minutes or 5 minutes chance to get that entry I'm looking for. So same thing, London highs, London lows. Now this is 8 a.m. This line is 8 a.m. Now we swept those lows before 8 a.m. That was like 7 a.m. We swept those lows by 7 a.m. And I have checked that over time, and it still gives the setup. However, the 8 a.m., the sweep after 8 a.m. is more better. There's a sweep, there's a retracement, lower time frame, structural shift, entry, fair value gap, order block, breaker block, whichever one you like. There's always going to be an entry for you. But it has to consolidate after London. It has to just be within London high and London low. Then you look for an entry. I love it. So that's just what I'm coming to look for on gold. I don't have a daily bias. I don't have gold is going high, is going low, is making all time high. Is I don't have a daily bias with gold. I don't have any. I'm only coming to a 15-minute time frame. I'll mark out London high, London low. I'm waiting for price to engage one of those levels. It's not done that recently. I mean, it's not really done that. It has swept longer down highs. It has run London liquidity several times before London. Like this is London low by 3545. We already swept it. I'm not interested. Yeah, this is London high. This is London low. London low should be somewhere. Yeah, this is London low. At 5:15, we already swept it. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. The sweep has to happen around 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. Now I'm interested. If it happens before then, I'm not interested. This is another one. London high should be here. This is London low should be here. Swept it. 5:30. I'm not interested. It's to me it's that simple. So if it's there, definitely I'm interested. I'll take it. I'm happy to put my money to place my money in the cat's mouth because it's there. If it's not giving me what I want to see, I am not interested. It's as simple as that. It's just following your rules. I know what works for me. It's pointless to want to try to create a magic that is not there. No, so know what works for you and stick to that. I've, I've stuck to this for the longest time. It works for me, and I know what I'm looking for when I say it's so easy to know what you're looking for when you already have what you're looking for. Like trying to now make up something. No execution for me. I don't trade London anyways. And if I trade, I'll rather trade EU or GU, but those guys already left me. They left way too early. They left way too early. So it's pointless trying to run after them. I think it's just like when the bus leaves you and you're running after the bus to your destination. Doesn't make sense. We're going from A to B. Yep, we're going from this point to this place. Oh no. Oh, come on. Delete. We're going from, let's say we're waiting. We're going from this place to this place. Now, I am somewhere here. Where I am? Where am I? Where I am? Who said? Jesus Christ. Now, this is me. The little boy, the little man. I am here. My bus is yet to come. Do I have a bus here? There's no bus. let's just make simple analogy. That's it. Okay, there's a plane. There's a plane. Everybody likes the plane. Who doesn't like a plane? And this is the route for the plane to take. Now I am here. Now the plane is here. Or the plane was still here. It doesn't make sense for me to run to the plane. I'll be too tired. If the plane is already here, it doesn't make no sense for me to run after the plane. I'll just wait for the next setup. Simple. Just wait for the next setup. It is. There are going to be countless and countless and countless of opportunities. The market is going to present countless of opportunities over and over again. So the best thing we can do is just wait for the next opportunity to come. If we had a bullish candle closure above this highs or above the open, it's better. But when you have this up and down, it's the market is not totally decided what it wants to do. So me now saying all of this happening, I'm not. Before I would, I would want to enter, come up with something, just try to be in the trade. Now, no. Excuse me. Now, no. If you're gonna offer a setup, it is going to be there. I don't have to be on the panic side of things. I don't have to. If it wants to offer something, it will offer something. If it doesn't want to do it, then it's not going to do it. An example of if I take a trade, you will hear something like this. You hear that sound. This is not. Let me. It's very very minute. I mean, it's so it's not as if I'm taking one big trade or check it out. 0.001. 0.001. Who does that on another account? So, and if you close the trade, you get the same sound. You get so. So we're just sitting and waiting. Price is not doing what I want. It's not about forcing my will on the market or enforcing my will on the market. It's just there's something I want to see, and you're not doing that. I think it's pointless for me to stick my account. Be in a position. That's what I believe. It's not ideal. It's just like me taking money and lighting it up. So what satisfaction? There's none. So market is doing whatever it wants to do with or without me. And the market doesn't even care. Doesn't care. These guys don't care. They don't care if you lose your money, if you bet your apartment, you bet your school fees, you bet your wife's pregnant, maternity money, your kids' tuition fee, your savings, your investments. The market is not going to be in your favor. If the market is not going to support your claim, then it won't. It will do whatever it wants to do. And you'll be in despair, you'll be in disarray, you'll be in panic mode, you'll be worried, you'll be thinking, why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. A lot of regrets will be coming. We don't want those feelings, but I there's no reason now. I don't want that kind of a feeling. I don't want that kind of a feeling at all, at all, at all, at all, at all, at all. I don't want that kind of a feeling. The movement is there, you know, price is moving, but why try to force something? Yeah, I'll just stay around for another 12 minutes and that'll be it. And all of this is to reinforce good habits, you know, good habits. I mean, most likely if I come by New York AM session, which I don't stream anyways, I might try, but I don't because I'm gonna be going on and off. I might not even stay long. I might just stream for like 30 minutes and run off again, you know, because I have to do something. I have to take care of something. But I'm sure that by during New York, I'll get something because literally, if I go to work, which is probably 8 hours, let's say 8 hours, 8 hours, and I'm earning what? That's like 1650 per hour. That'll make it 8 times 1650. That's around 132. 132 pounds for 8 hours work. Simple mathematics. If I'm able to come to the market, and now I do not have a life account, but let's say I have a funded account right now, and I come to the market and I risk per trade, risk per trade, and I'm able to risk. It looks very small, 50. Nobody wants to risk $50. $50, and I get 1 to 3. So I risked $50, and I make 150. And this can be done in depending on the kind of trade. I'm an intraday trader, so all my trade goes from like within 10 to 45 1 hour max. So I'm sitting here. I'll sit from like 8:30. I'll be looking at what price is doing up until 9:30. I'll wait for another 15 minutes to allow equity volatility to settle down, 9:45, and I get in a position around that time, 9:50, 9:40 ish. By 10:30 or 11, I'm done trading. So I come to work 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11, 2.5 hours. I make $150 or lose 50. Compared to going to work for 8 hours, taxful, stressful, only to make 120. It's just maths, it's just numbers. And when you get better at doing it and you're not risking 100, then you can make 300. You get better, tax is moving. There was no confirmation, so there was no way I would even get a good entry. So we're knocking through this inefficiency, which is like I said, and right now look at where I have my plane or the bus. Look at where price is, and I'm here. I want to have an entry at this level. It is pointless for me to chase it. It is pointless for me to run after price, chase it. It's pointless. I shouldn't be doing that. By the time I chase the market, I get exhausted, and price can easily trade lower, put me in negative, or even continue lower. That's how market is going to do. So back to our trade analogy. Working 8 hours, this is what you get. Getting good at trading, you can make this. You're much better in your psychology, risk management, following your rules, and you can put up 500 and you make this. So in one single trade, you've gotten better psychology. You can plan your trade well. You have data backing your strategy or your model. In one single trade, you can risk this if the account allows it and make this. So if you do 2 trades in a month, you can make $3,000. Let's even say your aim is 1 to 2, 1 to 2. You do 2 trades in a month. You've made your monthly check. We've done our monthly check. 2 trades in a month. It covers the bills for now. It puts food on the table. It gives you security. If you can get this 4 times in a month, that's every week you take just 1 trade, or you're able to wait for your A plus setup trade, and you're able to get 2 to 3 times in a month, or 2 to 4 times in a month. Doing that 2 to 4 times in a month, you can end the month with 2,000 or 4,000, and they are going to be losing days. That's why on days when you have big wins, on days when I have big wins, it is ideal to save for rainy days. Save for rainy day, because you don't know what might happen. Next month might not be so great. Next week might not be so great. There are always going to be losing days, losing weeks, losing months. How do I maintain my psychology? Do I tilt? Do I go impulsive? No. Stay chilled. Stay calm. So, the big boy, the big magnet is still here. Drawing price, selling price. Come up, come up, come up. So it has to go up. It should logically go up, but it's not going to be one smooth ride. So right now, price is retracing a little bit. You already chased price up onto this level. You're getting in. Now you're taking the stab. Not good. Not good. Okay. That would be it for me today. Thank you so much for all those that stopped by, checked in. Thank you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yep. Have a good trading week.